But if you were to sit down with someone after doing your research, after talking and saying, hey, here are the tips. I know you can't go into the jungles of Panama like you are right now and get that connection. You may be in the city and you may be, what would be some of the tips for improving brain health?
Well, I think one, and this just being, something I'm so passionate about, is just nutrition. And the wonderful thing about eating for brain health is it's eating for the whole body, right? Like the brain's up here and this whole trickle down effect that takes place. So when you really focus in on taking care of your brain, you're taking care of everything. And so you have to think about things like, okay, well, what is your brain craving? And one, omega-3 fatty acids. And so maybe you incorporate some fish into your diet, or as someone who doesn't eat fish, there's so many other wonderful ways to get it in the form of chia seeds and flax seeds and hemp seeds. And thinking about, okay, well, where are the fish getting their omega-3s from? It's from their diet. They're eating, algae and phytoplankton or throughout the food chain that's accumulating. And of course, we want all the B vitamins, we want vitamin C and iron and zinc and iodine. And so really focusing in on very nutrient dense whole food nutrition, and I found this really cool study. I think I linked it in one of the articles I wrote, that there was a study of 104 people and they used blood biomarkers and MRI scans to look at brain volume. And they found there was this incredibly strong connection between nutrition and brain health. And what kind of came out was that people who had high levels of B, C, D, E vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids scored much higher on cognitive tests than those who had biomarkers very high in trans fats. So I think diet is something, especially if you're living in an urban metropolitan area, you have access, right, to choices of really great things that you can eat. And then just kind of lifestyle stuff, like really paying attention to sleep and exercising and having social connections. And even if you're not a highly social person, it doesn't mean you have to be around a lot of people, but having those relationships. And then intellectual stimulation, exercise the brain, like adopt that philosophy of just be a lifelong learner. And writing for innovative medicine is like my exercise in this department, because sometimes there's topics that I only really know, the surface about, and have to really dive deep into academic and medical journals and try to teach myself so I can teach the readers, what I'm learning. And it's challenging. But I feel it at the end, that all of a sudden it feels like you worked out something, that you got stronger. And having some digital detoxes, step away from the screens, limit your blue screen time. And then also, really simple things like incorporating herbs that are really good for brain health, like cat's claw and gotu kola and bacopa, things found in natavin. It's lifestyle things. It's all things that you have control to influence and kind of bring into your life. And then if you can, go outside, get in nature somehow, even green spaces in a city, it doesn't have to be the jungle.
Yeah, no, listen, the jungle is awesome if you could get into it. But of course, a park, anywhere where there is a tree, even looking at leaves, right? I found this because I do work in front of the screen for long hours sometimes, and it's not good, I know. And the fact that I can even step away and not focus on something there, but like a whole tree or just the leaves, and kind of, switch it, because my eyes get strained. I wear the blue blockers and everything half the time, but that strain alone is exhausting. That's like an energy suck. And I was actually talking to a practitioner today that said, if you're a racer or someone that is always, going very fast, let's say an F1 racer, the most important thing you could do is have strong eyes that aren't strained. Because if they're strained, the brain perceives that as you can't pick up movements as quickly. It's fight or flight. And you get more of a stress response and drain the brain more. So
interesting.
Yeah, it was really interesting to hear that he's worked with like racers and people like hockey players that have to move very quickly, and you focus on not like things in front of you, but larger pictures, and give your eyes a little bit more of that break, but also clearing them up. And then you could become faster. Your brain works even better that way. So little tips like that, even.
Yeah,
And,
that makes sense.